All we tryna do is double up. All we tryna do is double up. Got me rolling with the twins, getting content with the twins. All we tryna do is double up.
Is Double Up with the Twins. My name is Matsidiso and I'm with my twin sister Tsidiso. Together we are the T-Twins. Welcome to another episode of TwinTalk. Today we're having, if you were born somewhere in the 80s, 70s, maybe the 90s. Do you think the 90s? No. You'll know this. Shona Phansi. Oh, yes. I told you I was going to sing. Oh, yes. Salute me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
Normally, we ask our visitors to introduce themselves, but we got carried away.
Okay.
Please introduce yourselves.
Okay.
I'm Nhlanhla Shabangu.
I'm Nhlanhla Shabangu.
Okay. Yes, you are twins. You are twins.
Just like
Okay. Thank you so much for honoring our invite.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, tell us about your background. You are twins, obviously. How did you grow up as twins? Were you always together? Were you raised under the same house or were you separated at some point?
So we were born in the 70s, mid-70s, 1975 to be exact. So we are very close to pension.
You don't look that age, not anymore. Because I thought you were born in the early 80s.
Yeah, So we're 70s babies. Yeah, so we born and bred in Soweto with a KZN background in terms of our grandparents and, our parents. They moved to Soweto and then we're born there. So we dabbled between Joburg and KZN, but most of our lives has been lived in Soweto. So in Middlelands to be exact. So we've been inseparable from the time we were born. Very close, best of friends, still today. We still are. We studied together. We didn't know that we were blessed. We were not aware, I guess, that we were blessed with a gift. But as kids, you are just playing around, and then you hear a song, you just follow, and then you just sing without paying attention, and then he would then come in and harmonize. And then eventually people will be looking like, oh, wow, that was something, and we're not aware. And it kept on going. And the love of music was just natural.
Yes.
And obviously it opened the vistas of opportunities, within time and, and many, many, many other things. But we've been best friends ever since.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I would like to believe that you are identical twins.
Oh, well, yeah. Identical.
Definitely, because you
Although
look
we don't
exactly
say
the
it,
same.
we don't. But I think it begins to make sense when a whole lot of people then say that you guys do look alike.
Yes.
And I think that in itself makes us it creates a bond of some sort.
Yes.
To say, when we were growing up, when we were playing soccer or whatever, I would tell him, he would tell me, you can't have an injury. Because if you have an injury or you hurt yourself, then it means that you won't look alike.
Yes.
We're very, very full of such things. Even our image also is the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, but how do people tell you apart?
I don't know. I think with growth, a lot has changed. Our voices have changed. We don't sound the same. I'm told I've got a much more deeper voice than he does.
Yeah.
And obviously the diet is no longer the same.
Yeah.
So I can't control what he eats on the other side.
Yeah,
He can't
yes.
control what I eat on the other side. So that would be the changes. But in terms of how people, could tell us apart, I guess, with twins, the first strike of them when you see them for the first time, they're so identical.
Yes.
But you start spending time with them, and then you realize, no, there's actually a difference.
I think
you know?
also what brings about that difference is their personality.
Oh, yes.
Difference.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
that's where you then say,
Uh-huh.
because of the personality, then you're able to say, no, this is who, this is who.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, me, I've spotted one thing. What I usually
Spot.
the teeth. Yeah, she always
The
goes
teeth.
for the teeth.
Oh, okay. You spotted. Okay.
I saw the same thing with you guys too.
I guess I'm not that observant.
We don't spend much time with twins as we used to with our colleagues. Yeah. Those are the only twins that
No,
I
we
think
do
would-
now. Well, no, not we don't spend time with them, but we've got twin lady friends.
Yes.
But yeah, the one we busy with KZN.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. The Yender twins.
The Yender
Yender
twins.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They do our backup sometimes. Sometimes there are those interesting shows because we've retired from music, and some people want to bring us out from retirement.
Yeah, I'm one of
So,
those people.
Yeah, you are. So and then because of the other twins are quite busy in other things, so we'd have the twin girls come and back us.
Yeah.
Is it the same that your daughter was talking about?
Which ones?
The twins that were looking to do an interview with us.
No.
Okay. Apparently, there are some other twins. When
Oh, yes.
So we don't know that. We don't know.
Those are made guys.
Do you guys have siblings?
Yeah, we have one. Yeah.
Younger or older?
Younger. Younger. Yeah.
How is the relationship between you and...
We're very close.
Very close.
Very
yeah.
close. Very close.
Okay.
No,
Very
we're very,
close.
he's our younger brother.
So, inside
we've
the house,
we've brought him up, basically.
Yeah, you brought him up.
So we're older, way older than him. 13 years age
Oh,
gap.
okay. Oh, yeah.
14
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's a huge gap.
Yeah, we're so...
So it's not a forum, the twins and I.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no.
just the
So
three
you
of
guys, it's a troika.
Yeah, we do have siblings. It's the matter of the twins and us.
No, with us, no. Although at times, because we are older, they will tend to want to speak to us first
Yes.
before issues. So would probably, in the household, in the family, they'll bring issues to us,
Yes.
and then all of us, the four of us, my mom and dad, myself and Lucky, will then have to then tell our younger brother,
Yes.
whatever the issue. So he takes us as the old people and
Yes,
I.
and I. Okay, it's the twins.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wanna
That
find
distance.
out, bringing up your upbringing, did your parents tell you that you are two individuals or you thought you were one person?
Well, I think our mother rather, she always said, as much as you are one, you are different, you know. And I think she drummed it to us to be individuals, and harness who we are as individuals, our strengths. Because I know his strengths,
Yes.
his weaknesses, vice versa. And it works. Most twins that I know, they find out that much later in life.
Yes.
For instance, when we look at like this thing that we differ. I mean, fundamentally on.
Yes.
We differ, and so we don't suffer this identity crisis of wanting to be.
We are actually suffering from that. Yeah, there were times because we grew up, our parents, I don't know if they were fascinated at this idea of us being one. We come from a family where there's twins in this house, twins, but we were the most close twins. Our bond was very, very tight, and we looked so similar. So our parents, they laughed.
So you still do
Yeah.
look similar.
They love this thing of us believing that we are one.
Right.
I can't go home. When I was at the boarding school, I can't go home without my sister.
Right. Right.
When I get home, where is your sister? Even now, they just started to accept that I can be at the certain place and she's somewhere far now after she got married. But I will still have those questions. How come you are not with her? Yeah, so we actually believed that we are one up until the universe told us that no, You are not one.
You're not.
You're not one.
No, I
And
think
we were
it's
very
the same thing with us. Growing up, yeah, okay. The only time we would say we are one is when we had to hop into a taxi.
Just make good choice.
Yeah, so it used to work for us. So we occupy 2 seats, and then we have to pay, and then we just pay for one.
I can't remember you. Wow, you remember that part?
And then the guy would be like,
When
no, what do you mean? I'm like, no, but we're twins. You know? And back in the day, people had good hearts. They'll accept. But with time, as time progressed, others were like, no, you guys are, pulling a trick on us. So that was the only trick really that we played.
Dad and I have always been in business, I think from growing up. Because remember, we used to heal people and charge them.
What did you
So
do?
we've got a Zion background, so those blue and white and whatever. So we were told that we got healing powers. So they would tell us, you guys got
So
healing
if someone
powers.
is suffering from a neck pain, you guys know that. So we charge them 2 rand. So let the queue of people coming to us.
Oh, so you guys have always been businessmen? You saw money everywhere. So obviously, guys, there is a naughty part of you guys growing up. Have you guys ever tricked women, maybe dating one girl? To be specific, have you slept with one girl?
No, never.
No, not at all. So that's a
We
no-go
never
area.
even. We are very clear about our identities.
Yes. Yeah.
Like he's like, Nhlanhla is Nhlanhla.
Yes.
If I see someone charging at me, wanting to talk to me, and maybe they met him yesterday or
Yes.
whatever, or whenever.
You wouldn't play that game at all. It's not me.
We've never had that. Even if, say, for instance, we're in the same environment, you haven't just spoken to a lady, and then we say, oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? Immediately when he approaches, and then I see there's something, it automatically, I don't know how it happens.
Yes.
It just drops.
Yeah.
And then you just embrace it as now.
As now, yes.
For instance, we've always believed that because it's fraudulent to do that, number one. 2, you cannot, it's a mental, it's psychological rape for me.
Yes.
Right, for a person to do that, because now they think you're this and you know.
And you know.
Yeah, so you can imagine when the person finds out, because they must be willing participant if they know about it. You can't just assume and then you trick them to that. No, that's a definite no for us.
Okay.
Definite no.
So are you guys married? Both of you?
Yes.
Okay. So don't you have issues with your partners, whereby maybe you spend more time with your brother?
Or you plan
like
things
bigger
with your
things
brother.
with your brother,
Not before telling the wife.
Well, it used to. When we, I think, okay, I'll say it this way. I got married very young, right? So he didn't understand at the time, as you're saying that we're too close. So as much as he was friends with my ex-wife at the time, then it came to a point that he felt that no, she's taking over. So the relationship changed. So when he got married,
Yes.
I was now out of that marriage.
Yes.
So I said, okay, let me make you taste, give you a taste of your own medicine.
Yes.
Right? And then, but as time went on, we realized that no, it's
I
not
think the
working.
maturity then, but
The maturity,
kicked in.
kicked in. Like, no.
So he didn't. I didn't suffer the brunt that I had given him. Older by then, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all.
Okay. So this is your second marriage.
Yes.
Okay. And you also been married how many times?
Once.
Once. Okay. But so who's like you, who's Nhlanhla now? I'm confused.
Nhlanhla is lucky.
Okay. This is Nhlanhla. This is
Yes.
like. But who was married to the person that we know?
Nhlanhla.
Who?
Joalane.
He's still married.
You're still married to Joalane. Oh, wow. Because
you guys know
I
her?
think we went to Vets Technical together, and she was coming from Velcom, and we had
They're still
our
married.
own Sutu girls.
Oh, tell her.
Yes.
Tell her.
Jolani
I just heard-
Chaba.
I was with her just
Yeah,
now. She's no longer
Chaba.
Chaba, she's Shabangu.
Nhlanhla Shabangu now.
She's no longer Jolani either. She's Leroux
Leroux,
now.
she's changed names.
Wow, that's really amazing. Yeah, we know her very well because we used to live at BC together when we were still at varsity. Yes.
Okay, so one thing that I noticed when I was doing my research, you are the president of
Miss Heritage
Global,
Global. Yeah,
Miss Heritage Global.
Yeah.
And so you've always been into this beauty because she's a model, right?
Yeah.
She was. I don't know if she's still.
She was.
Yeah.
No, it just happened by surprise. My business partner, so we were not in that space. We're in a different space in business. We're in the built environment.
Yes.
So he comes to me, he says, "Hey, I've met someone and they pitched this idea. So you with a media background at some point and whatever, you'd understand this." And then I had no interest at all. And I look at this thing and we go on and go on. But they wanted us to invest
Yes.
into this thing. So I look at them like, this is so interesting, such a unique idea.
Yes.
And be as it may, we then, did some kind of investment into it. And then by virtue of us being the majority shareholders rather, we then had to then get into the board, and then we were voted in, into the board, and they made me the president, and then he became the CEO. But over time, we then bought the entire thing full on. And we had 100% ownership. And I was immersed in that space just like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got
How
there.
you got
So
there,
that's how it
yes.
happened.
Okay.
But I fell in love with it. Been to a lot of places through it. And it opened up, other avenues, in life, things I was not exposed to, things I didn't really know about. So it was a very exciting journey. It still is.
Yes.
Still is. It's huge, eh?
It is.
Yeah,
It
I've
is.
been
It
like
is.
this whole week. I've been watching videos on YouTube. Maybe you haven't even seen those videos.
No, I don't
Yeah. Even the Facebook page, it's like it's big.
no, it
So
is.
there's this
It is.
in South Africa. There's this notion that people, when they are no more in the limelight,
Limelight, yeah.
people think people are poor or they are suffering. So we look at you guys like, you guys are doing well. I must say, you guys are doing well.
I don't know,
right?
because we don't live in the public space or in the
Yes.
social media space.
Yeah.
We're very,
Private.
I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
thank you for the compliment. We don't say it that way.
Yeah.
We don't say it that
It's
way.
such an inspiration.
It is, right? It is.
really
Yeah, I
appreciate
think
it.
there are so
Really
many
appreciate
people who need to hear your story.
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
there.
out
true,
there,
Yes,
true,
they will be
true,
motivated.
True. I think we should. I think eventually
Yeah,
we should. Yeah. But you guys are doing that. You're doing
Yeah,
justice.
we are doing
Yeah,
that.
doing just that.
Yeah, we are
Lovely,
doing that.
lovely. Really
So I
appreciate
can
it.
see that like your outfits are similar. Not really similar,
Yeah,
but
but yes.
But they're wearing black.
yeah, they're wearing black and shoes is the,
the
same
same
name. the same
The
name.
same.
It's the same brand.
And we didn't plan it.
He takes care of the image. He's a fashionista.
Yeah.
I just take whatever comes from him. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, this. I think he and my wife, they like that space. But for me, as long as I look decent and I cover my body, that's it.
Really? How did you guys deal with attention when you were growing up? Because there's 3 factors. You look handsome.
Oh, thank you. So are you guys.
That's
You look
attention.
beautiful.
You are twins. That's attention.
True.
You are famous. That's attention.
Eish.
How did you deal with that?
That's a difficult one. Okay, so at home, we used to, deal with attention and all of that, but it was fine because we come from a very big family from a mother's side and the maternal side, so we're like over 30. So
way more.
or even way more.
Yeah.
Way more.
So we're a very close-knit family and all of that. So the attention that we used to get from there was beautiful and all of that. But in a way, it kind of prepared us and also didn't prepare us. So at social level, we're recluse. We're social recluses. And I think with time, one learned, to be more confident, and we know how to wing it, and act like we're confident in the public, but in general, we're very shy. So when we then went to school, and then you're obviously ostracized by your peers, because what will happen is that they'll always, and growing up in the 70s, 80s, it was difficult. It's a different.
You can't count it's we only had 5 years.
Yeah, but still. So it's true. So it's a different setup. The current setup is different to what it was back then. So we'll be at school, and because we're always together, we'll go buy food together, we'll sit together. So they will always poke on us. And that, in a way, created this, I think, not necessarily an inferiority complex, but this thing of wanting to be together, to defend ourselves, and to always defend ourselves. And someone will say, I want to, bullying was brutal then. Today there's cyberbullying. Okay, they tell you then it had to be physical. So we're always, in brawls from time to time, because we're always protecting each other. You touch my brother, you touch me.
And
you
people
touch
wanted
me.
to test this twin thing. And we didn't understand why. Like, we'd have just inherit enemies without... ask ourselves, why? Because at home, we come from a family where discipline is it's apex. That's discipline in terms of how we are instructed, how we behave. So each time when our parents would hear that we had a fight, they'd want to ask, where does it come from? Because here it's peaceful. Remember, our parents, we come from our our grandparents, my mom, my dad, it's all priesthood. It's, you understand? So that was never heard of, it was unheard of at our home. So for us now to start having these fights, so we had to try and explain to them, and that brought us to, close, right? So now coming back to your question, having to move from a point of defense to compliment. It was like, okay, so you'd have, then we picked up later that when these guys are fighting us, because us, we think it's justified. So we didn't know that the girls were complimenting us. So they started. So with us, what are they fighting?
It was more than that. So it was envy.
Certainly.
So I think academically we were very, very astute, and so we were excelling. And that created that kind of, that kind of a rift with a lot of guys. And then two, we never really paid attention to our looks then. You're young,
never promoted that.
You're not even into girls or anything. And then you get told, oh, there's those twins, oh, they're cute, they're this and that and that. We actually became conscious of it when we were like 14, 15, that, oh, okay. So we actually are handsome. So that's what they say. And you're like, okay, so
in high school.
In high school. So, but back then, no. And so the attention then, and then obviously we were doing drama as well, and television way back, So that then brought about fame at a national scale. Now it changed a lot of things. Now you're getting attention from everywhere. And we didn't know how to deal with that. It was, that was, for me, that was a heavy point in my life, Even when we met with Tebucho and Tabo, and we formed a band, at Varsity at the time, when we formed this band and it became this, this bigger sensation. And I think at the time, there was nothing like us. It was a unique idea. Unique image, and the music just made it even worse. I guess then again, the looks also took it to another, but we didn't see it like that. So even when we were very, very, very big, it doesn't matter.
To us. I remember this one time, and we asked ourselves, what is the fuss? Really, what is... for us, we don't understand. But it came, because, look, where we came from, as Nhlanhla said, didn't prepare us for what was to come.
Yes.
So when we became because we became too big.
Yes.
We became. It was something you couldn't even fathom on your own.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to go to shows. I remember in Carlton Center with a show, one of our smash hits that came when they started closing the entire mall. Because these guys are here. The pandemonium that was going on there. And I remember 3 hours prior, we were just in a taxi going. True. Going to the very same show. So we had to go to a management. So now, the confusing part is from taxi to this. What's happening now?
Close.
Yeah. So we had to stop using public transport.
We're under pressure to buy cars. It was not out of choice.
So I remember at that time when you guys were just used, because even us everywhere we'll go, people will call us Shona Phansi. So you were representing
We should have met you guys first. We would have been lucky.
We would have been in a group. Boys and girls.
boys and girls. So I want to find out, do you guys ever fight?
Oh, a lot.
You have-
Every day.
yeah.
Even now.
Every day. We fight for a minute, we reconcile the same minute. So
I was
never
telling my
permanent.
sister that when I was on a conference call with the two of you guys, you started arguing there. And I laughed. And the other one said, oh, okay, we'll talk about this. They're just like,
Even this one is the same.
Even
us now, when we're coming, we're fighting because we stopped by the shopping center. When we left the house, we're fighting in the car. So we stopped by the shopping center. When we got out of the shops, now we are fighting.
With twins is like that.
Yeah, with him,
nothing
he likes to
permanent.
bully me. So, you understand?
I'm not sure.
So I have to fight for myself.
but I think you're problematic.
Okay, so
He lives in his own world. It's far removed from reality.
I don't know what the hell is that, but I guess I'm just a disciplinarian. So I want things to be done in a certain way. And, I respect time, I respect, everything that I say I'm going to do, I must do. So he's very... his lady slacker. He just pulls himself, and he just he drags his feet. That's where my issue is.
Once you look at things, you weigh things. Okay, try really. But what is important then? He knows I will always show up on something. But certain things that are important to him that make sense to him. For me, they just don't make sense. It's for him. He must be.
So what is it that your wives say when you fight? When you guys start
Don't get
fighting?
involved.
You don't fight
We do,
you don't
we
fight
do.
in front of them.
But they
or
never
you
get
do.
involved.
They never
Yeah,
get
they
involved.
don't get involved. Yeah. That's good. Because her husband
their space.
also, he doesn't get involved, but she gets angry. You were not fighting for me. She was wrong. You can't
to take
He
my
knows that
side.
you guys will be fine. He knows.
No,
He
I think we
smart husband, by the way.
I must say, with his wife, when I got divorced, and then before I remarried, his wife, then I think she understood, okay, this is how they behave, these people. No matter how wrong the husband would be, I think maybe she will then, reprimand him privately.
Yes.
But in front of me, I would say, but you were there. Did you see? She just remained, I'm like, she's perverting what she's doing. But over time, I then realized that she'll say, you guys always make up too quick. So imagine if I had said something.
And don't get involved,
Yes,
because
yeah,
if you
don't
get
get
involved
involved.
and we are so fine and then say, but I was holding that position, that you left me at, and like, okay, get off that tree very quickly. So it becomes, a tumultuous, emotional roller coaster. So you'll rather, remove yourself and say, hey, these people, they know each other.
You have to grow up quickly when you're married to to twins.
To
you really
twins,
have
yes.
to grow up quickly.
Nah.
What is normal to you is
It's
not
not
normal.
normal
This is
to
not a.
That's
You know,
really
you need to have a thick skin. Yeah.
true. Yeah, we started doing that to our dad because she used to bully me a lot. So the other day, my dad said, I'm going to
picked
give
it
her a
up.
hiding. She ran away. Then I was the first one running in front of my dad. You must run away. He's coming for you.
But as much as my brother is, you know, he is what he is to me. You hurt him. All else, no one will hype me. No one. I lose my morals.
Yeah.
I lose my morals, and I'll go beyond. Sometimes, but you didn't have to go this far.
Yeah. Yes.
I lose it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll explain later.
Yes. Same here. If I tell her that I had some issues with it will be just a small yana thing. But because I tell her everything, with her, it doesn't end there. Tomorrow she comes to my house and then she finds us happy. And she says to me, but you said you were fighting yesterday.
No, we don't go that far. But you know, if an outsider, but your wives and that's because it used to happen like that, as you said, you know, when we were younger. Because I think also when I got married, I was probably 23, and then I mean, it's like this. We're in our prime. How do you get married?
Yeah, true.
I in Zambia.
No.
Nobody married in Zambia.
No.
Okay. All right. Because some of my research threw me to Zambia.
No. We knew people in Zambia.
Okay. All right.
We know people everywhere.
Okay. All right. I get that.
We've been proud in South Africa.
So how do you deal with comparison? Let's say one of you guys gets more successful before the other. Then people are going to come and say, but he has got this, but he does this. How do you deal with that?
do that.
Even with looks.
Yeah, well, people do that, but I think our strong point, me and him, we know who we are. I root for him. Nhlanhla's he's been in business prior to me.
Yeah.
He's been more successful than me.
Yes.
And in fact, his success has actually aided me to get to certain places.
Yes.
You understand? I still come back. He's my soundboard. I come back. Okay, I'm doing this, and I'm not familiar. He'll sit me down. Okay, this is what. He'll assist me there and there. You know. Yeah. So we don't have that competitive spirit. Even in our family, we've never brought up like
Yes.
that.
Actually, we complement each other. When,
yeah.
your success is my success. I
Yes.
own it.
When I need money, we will fight. But he'll give it. I don't have to
Now
prepare
I know.
myself.
Now I know. Now I know what
I don't have to prepare myself.
Thank you for the confession.
That is true. Okay, I
Tell
tell
me a
you.
public confession.
If you don't give it to me, what do you want me to do? Was to go and steal it?
Yeah, exactly what you're
So,
here.
that's
Exactly,
what
you're
I'm
here. Do you cover up for each other?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes.
So have you ever used like one another's identity,
No.
like to the extreme?
No.
You haven't? Yeah, we have done that.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think it was only once I didn't have my driver's license.
Yeah, the driver's
Oh, yes.
I didn't have
Yeah.
driver's license.
That,
and then
yeah.
we were in the car, the two of us.
Oh, yeah.
So like, yes.
Yeah, that's what
No, but that happens a lot. It depends who's drunk. So if I'm the one who's really sober. So if then like, hey, you are driving, you're the sober one, the license is on
Yeah,
you.
Because I didn't have a license for the longest time. My sister had
You
a
don't need
license.
it.
I felt like I didn't need a license because it was there. And my sister was scared of driving. She got a license.
Yes.
Yes. I think she learned so that she can get a license, but she was scared.
Right.
So she ended up not knowing how to drive,
Right.
but she has a license. So I was brave. Self-taught. I took the car.
Took the license.
Yeah, because she was working at that time. I was not working.
Yeah.
So she leaves the car at home.
Yeah.
Because she had the privilege of buying a car, but she leaves the car at home because she can't drive. She's scared. So when it's quiet during the day, I'll take this car, drive to the shopping center, do all those. Until I actually knew how to drive, but I don't have this license here.
Okay.
So I got the job. they needed a license. No.
So do you take it?
I took a license.
Yeah.
But the names are not the same.
Yes, the initials.
Initials are the same.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. That's
Yes, for the longest time.
Yeah, maybe we must make our initials the same. I'll change my name to Lihlonolo.
So your parents just gave you one name, one in Zulu, one in English.
It's the same name. It's the
Yeah,
same
it's the
name.
same
Like
name.
Nhlanhla, like he's in English and Nhlanhla is in Zulu. So it's the same thing, really.
Wow.
Yes.
My parents were very lazy.
Yeah, they were.
No, but it's I think it's overwhelming, you know, at the time, the emotions when you see twins. And remember back then, there
Back
were no
in the day, we didn't
scans,
know.
there were
Yeah, no
no-
scans.
You know, my mom knew that she's carrying one. She was surprised that when she was told, when she was giving birth, that it was
And then there were no, there were no scans. Yeah, she didn't know.
So nowadays, twins are being manufactured.
Yeah.
If you want to have twins, you can have twins.
So you can do
Yeah.
Yeah.
The IVF,
Are
whatever.
you guys planning on manufacturing?
No, I'm done now.
Maybe we should do that, but we are not
I'm not
planning to
planning
have
to
more kids. I've got one, she's got one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we think we are okay
Yeah.
now.
Okay,
Okay,
stingy,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we are
Yeah, no, that's good.
I saw some other twins on YouTube. They have different fathers.
How possible is this?
Oh.
It's the IVF. So they took one egg, and then when they were fertilizing them, they used two
then-
semens from different guys.
yes,
a black
yes.
guy and a white guy. So the other twin is black, the other twin is white.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
These
an
pharmaceutical laboratories, they do something else. Huh?
Yeah. But I don't think it's special to be like
Yes,
that. You
yeah, no,
already
it's
know
not.
who have manufactured twins there.
no,
Yeah, it's
no,
better
it's
if you
not
don't know,
special.
they come naturally.
surprise.
Then you say, oh, this is a blessing.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to say, you guys, you have this blessing of yours from God.
Yes,
and
it
no one,
is.
because for the
She was
fact that
right.
the two of you were born at the same time,
Yeah,
it means a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
It does.
So
It does.
you guys, do you have the same belief system? Because according to my research, one of you was or is a pastor.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
You, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you still a pastor?
No, let me answer the question. Let me answer the question. Yes.
You still?
Okay, are you done with the question?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll put it this way. I studied theology, right? And as I said, we come from this family genealogy of my grandfather, mother, dad, then my uncle, then myself. But through time, what I've been exposed to and what I learned and what I've finally researched, then took me aback, But then I must say that the president of Russia has actually, I think he has actually come up with certain facts that black people, if they understand who they really are, then Christianity truly is for them, the real Christianity, all right? Which I'm a fundamentalist when it comes to that. In terms of identity, all right? I've always said, I'll only follow this only if this truth comes out. So for that reason, I'm not going to go back to the pulpit until this, all right? Until this is given proper platform and the truth comes out. So just to answer you, I left the pulpit just for that reason.
That reason.
So that would have been last week.
Yeah, no, I've left the pulpit long. I'm saying, I left that 2019.
Oh.
Yeah, 2019, yeah.
Yes.
But I have my own convictions, which I know that they're true, but I'm not
Yes.
going to engage with other people and argue. I
Yeah,
don't do that.
yeah.
Right? And most likely I'm going to win the argument. So I don't like to get into it. Yeah.
I think I kind of understand what you're talking about because. Okay, let me know. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm not. No.
But he was like.
I was a Christian growing up. And grew up like that.
Yeah.
But also, so at home, maybe what is not saying, which is unfortunate, is that at home we grew up being, we are traditionalist as
Yes.
well. African spirituality.
Yes.
So that's so for us, there was no disjuncture between the two.
Yes.
They were sacrosanct, or sacrosanct rather. So so there was, with time, as time was evolving, then there was this thing of Christianity and what do you call it now? This charismatic churches, and then they now started coming into the townships, into the villages, and whatever. So, and they're now bastardizing, our African beliefs and whatever. And one also, eventually, with time as you grow, you then find sense in this Christian movement and whatever. So at some point, eventually, and we were obviously caught up as a family, to say, do we abandon who we are, and fully embrace Christianity? And we're like, no. So we come also from a family of spiritual gifted people. So my great-grandmother was a Sangoma from my maternal. So when you talk family, most of the time we talk maternal.
Yes.
So she was a healer. My grandmother, also a healer, but never practiced and never trained as a traditional healer at all. But she was more of a prophet in church, but understood and did the things, traditional things.
Yeah.
Then my mom was both, she is both, a prophet in the church and a healer in the traditional sense.
Yes.
So I then tend to, to cling more to, to our traditional beliefs, African spirituality. And I don't have a problem with, people who want to practice whatever they want to practice. That's you probably want to be a Hindu, so no problem want to be Christian or Muslim, whatever. But for me, religion, it's a non-starter for me.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been in that space and I just don't want to go there.
Okay, so were you not mad when he now started being...
No. We actually understand each other.
Yeah, but at the time, it made sense because I was still in that space then,
Okay,
So I came out much more quicker than he did, and he continued, and I never condemned him to say now that I'm this side, do this. So today he's a Muslim, tomorrow he's
It's like,
I know it's you must have seen his statuses. So my brother can tell you. I tell you why to finish. Today he's a Muslim. Tomorrow he's a Shambe. Tomorrow is into African spirituality. Tomorrow is a Seventh-day Adventist. Tomorrow is a charismatic guy. So you won't get to be a wash.
I'll tell you what happens. You see, for me, I have a platform, all right, and for who I am and for what I'm known for,
Yeah.
all right. So I'm trying to say.
You're known for music.
But also, I studied theology and I went to the highest part of it, right?
Okay.
So now, for me, is to show that, you see, that's the thing, that people tend to think that God is a Christian or God is a Muslim. And he doesn't identify himself as that.
Yeah.
It is us that give these titles.
Titles, yeah.
Right. So it's based on that. All right. And so when I post, it doesn't mean that I'm saying I am.
I am this.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
All right. So and then I leave it to as a discussion.
think,
Those who want to have a proper discussion with me can come and I'll host them at home and then we'll talk nicely. We'll discuss nicely. Yeah.
No,
This is very interesting. Yeah, very much interesting. Because we also differ somehow. I don't think we differ that much because I became Christian, like I was hardcore Christian, like that. Because I think I also became Christian because everybody's Christian. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I knew. Yes, even though I don't come from the background, we are born again Christians like that because our parents still practice our traditional things, spiritual things,
yeah,
and all.
like everything traditional,
Yes.
we practice it.
Traditional
That's
practice,
beautiful.
we
That's
do it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah. So at some
I
point,
think for me also, I have friends, in different denominations and different structures of religion. You have those that fanatism is a problem. It's a big problem. To be a fan of something that you truly do not understand. And the danger of religion is that it's indoctrination that cannot be easily taken out. It can't be easy. I have a friend, who introduced me to Islam. And I understood Islam, and I studied I like to research on things.
Yes.
So I then asked him a fundamental question. I said to him, okay, what is Islam and what is Saudi Arabia? Because they believe that, like the Shambas believe that it's owned by a particular family, and so, and I realized that doesn't understand what he's talking about. Islam and Saudi Arabia, the Mecca. And then I was telling him that Saudi is actually a family name, and Arabia is a nation. So you're following a family in a particular, because Saudi is the last name of the monarch.
Yeah.
There. All right, and then Arabia is a nationality. So that's not religion.
Yeah, it's not.
Thank you for the lecture.
It's very confusing because I think religion is confusing. You know that. So even as we decided
It's
to leave
man-made.
it, just
exactly.
like
It's
just
manufactured.
leave our
And
lives.
every
those twins,
religion
it's
is a
manufactured.
cult.
There's an owner somewhere.
All religions.
all
Christianity,
religions.
whatever, it's
Yes.
manufactured.
Yeah, and then like you said, people who are Christians, they think God is Christian.
this is
Muslims,
the
they
thing.
think God is Muslim.
Yeah. Jews think God is
But
a
can't
God.
we just believe in God without
What
involving?
my brother was
Exactly.
trying, the
Yes.
power of what he was trying to say, Africans, by their very nature, they're spiritual. All right?
Yeah.
They don't need,
They don't need.
to have a particular identity. Someone who will say, this is who, this is your God, this is your, everything that's around them
Yeah.
shows them that there's a higher being.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? That's
Like
what
now I
it is,
believe
yeah.
God is Moshweshwe.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
What do you guys like the most about being twins?
The
Like,
love we have for each other,
support.
the support. Ultimately, there's that person who understands you more than most people could.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's that person, no matter what, will never abandon you, will follow you, whether you're going through shame.
I need something. I want to see. I need something. I want to see.
I don't know what to
Something.
Since you're a pastor, go get anointing oil. Anoint yourself.
Good one.
So it's that, you have someone that you can stand in front of them and be vulnerable and be naked and not be ashamed.
Yes.
You just open up your spirit and that person who will, even though sometimes they don't actually have the answers, but they'll make it their mission to find the answers.
Yes.
So that for me is exciting, and that for me is profound, and that for me is something that I hold dear. Yeah.
I think for me, as you said, is the fact that with him, I don't have to say much. He knows my emotions before I could.
Yes.
He knows what would hurt me and what would make me happy. He's the only person that can criticize me to a point.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also come back. And my brother can torment me, criticize me, but I know he won't leave me just like that. He'll come back and reconstruct certain things. He's very sharp with his words. Very, very. If you don't know him, it takes me to deal with him.
Yeah.
Even for other people and his kids, my mom, his wife. I get to a point when I say no, enough. He knows that it's enough. So it's having that person that he cannot lie to me, he cannot manipulate, he can do it with other people, but not me. The same with me, you understand? I know when I go to him, I must be me, and then he'll have we'll get to a particular result, the two of us. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's amazing. Even when you're lying, your twin already knows you're lying. Yeah, sometimes I keep quiet when my sister is lying for the sake of peace. I know this one.
What a grand lie.
That's what I don't like about being twins. So what is it that you guys don't like about being twins?
His lies.
Okay, I think for me, his manipulation. You can say lies that and you just look at him and but as you said,
So it's the same thing.
And he forgets that him and I, we can plan on another person, you can't play against me.
Yes.
And that's what hurts me the most.
Yes.
And I think for the past decade now,
This is a therapy session.
for the past decade, I just let him be. You understand? I just let it. Because if he's comfortable with it, what I know is that if you throw it in the air, if it doesn't come back, it's not yours. You know, it will come back.
Yeah.
And when it comes back, that's when and then what I do, unlike him, right? Unlike him, he likes to judge. When it comes back, there's no need for me to make him relieve. There's no need for me. Let's deal with the issue.
Yes.
Hey, because you are dealing with the issue, he'll be telling you, but I told you this.
Yes.
I told you so. I told you so. I'm not. In situations like this, there's no time for that.
Yes.
Let's deal with the issue.
Let's deal with the issue.
Yeah. And on his own, he will say, as he says, thank you, and then he self-judges. You know, I was wrong there. You know, this. You know, I don't have to make him relive. You know, suffer the same hemorrhage twice. It's
Yes.
not right. Yeah.
Are you finding healing?
Yeah. This is we have to find our healing. Yeah. So in every pair of twins, we try to find ourselves.
Correct.
So right
Yeah.
now,
You're
I know
finding
I'm
yourself.
lucky and you are lucky.
I think we have easy going. Easy going. Yeah.
Do you believe in twin luck?
Oh,
Like when you
yes.
do things together, they
Yes, I do.
prosper.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. And I think for the longest time. So historically, like he's always wanted to go against the grain and do certain things on his own and which led to a lot of things happening, even with our music career, why we had to end it. Because he just decided to pull out and do his own thing.
Not coming to the practice.
Not necessarily. In fact, that too. You know,
Yeah.
he started, being different.
Yes.
You know, and doing things different. You know, and everything that we've ever done, we never wanted to buy cars. We'll buy them. You know, we'll plan. You know, the two of us. You know, obviously when you grow now, then marriages and whatever. And I think that's when the disjuncture, came because I had to think for the family than me and him. You know, so when you grew up, whenever we get paid, right, we used to have a joint account, right? So when money comes in, we take it straight home, right? And then we will take it msamo, Our
Yes.
parents will be there to bless it and whatever. And we'll make sure that this money takes care of everybody,
Yes.
right? So we were woven into that space for the longest time. So with time, then, he's dating, he's planning, marriage and whatever. So I saw the disintegration starting to happen. So he started planning whenever money came in now, it had to, so we had to have separate accounts. So money was coming for him, was planning, and there was nothing wrong, but it was an anomaly for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to this. I'm used to us doing. So he did that. Okay, we continued, doing business together in terms of music and whatever. But again, he started having his own friends, right? And he would leave me out and started having and spending more time with those people and a lot of
Don't you
influences
think it's the
came.
same now?
Yeah, of course.
Also getting into
Yeah,
trouble.
it's true. So and getting into trouble too,
yeah.
a lot. So that happened, and so you needed to, let him be, let him experience this life. And so I think after he had gone through so many things in life and whatever, then he comes back. And by the time he comes back, I'm far in life with other things, because I had to move from, he's on the other side of the world, I'm on the other side of the world. So by the time he came back, life had changed for both of us. So we are now trying to re-find ourselves. And it's the most difficult thing at the moment, because our mindsets have changed.
Yeah.
A lot of influences came, so how I speak, he becomes sensitive.
Yes.
Because I live in a world where you can't, I live in a business world.
Yes.
And in the corporate environment, business environment, it's not a nice environment. People tell you as it is, and then no one is there to nurse your emotions, and the things that you are dealing with, you then realize, oh my goodness, if you don't have thick skin, you know, and if you don't also decide that what makes me upset and what doesn't make me upset, you know, that becomes, you know, what separates boys, you know, from men. So he doesn't understand that world, you know, and I'm different now because of the jargon that I live by, the lifestyle that I live by in that space. Remember, there was that period of a break between us. So he's still thinking that Nhlanhla is still in the same space. Kanti na I have long evolved.
I think you're wrong there.
Okay, so
Okay, let me get it for you so that you understand it.
Yeah.
First of all, you know, when we got here, you said something. I don't know. I was trying to say something to you. You said, no, like, let's leave this thing, sense of occasion. I think it's the same thing when you're trying to deal with me. Sense of occasion, if you deal with your people, deal with them as you know how.
Yeah.
If you deal with me, you deal with me as sense of occasion. You know, you need to have the ability to separate.
Okay.
For instance, I have people that I deal with. There's certain things that I know that they cannot come to you because they would rather come to me and let me deal with them. Let me fight them. Because once they get, as he says, I'm sensitive. He's more sensitive because once they get to him, I'm stronger than he knows. I'm emotionally stronger than him. That's fact.
yeah.
You understand? And there's certain things that you can throw at me and I'll just look at them. You understand? And I'll fight them without him knowing. But but he doesn't know what I went through to fight. For him not to have this news, all right, or that's or those particular set of circumstances. So in that regard, I'm able to. But at the same time, once come back to, do you know where we got here? You are sitting there because there's no need. I was in a position to fight for that issue without him knowing, and it should remain like that. All right. So for him, you must be able to separate. You know, when you deal with these people, you know this is your jargon, as you say. That jargon that you use with your friend, you can't use it with me. There's no way. There's no way.
We are the same.
There's no way.
So at some point, that's how I got to know you close. I know you don't know me because it was just a communication over the phone.
Right.
You were in trouble with the law.
Yes.
And he's the businessman.
Right.
How did it affect him? Because on media, newspapers were saying twins. They were not saying lucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it affected him greatly. Yes, it affected him greatly. And although, you see, that the sad part of it is that it never got to a point where there was a conviction of that particular issue.
Yeah.
But the media space, all right, they will then say, they'll even add certain things.
Yes.
And I remember in 2015 when an issue came, I was in Cape Town, and he knew the truth. And he was busy with the biggest deal of his life.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Yeah. And because of that, I must also be mindful that there's a human element.
Yes.
All right. Then there's the survival element, which is his business.
Yes.
All right. The human element understands that my brother was not involved in this. All right, because he just came out of something and he wanted. So this is just made as manufactured.
Yeah.
But it's affecting where he's going. All right. So it was hurting for me to see him go through that.
Yeah.
All right. It was truly hurting. But I found solace in the fact that he knows that this is not true.
Yes.
You understand? That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are consequences for being twins.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I guess, during that period, I mean, obviously, I was subjected to a lot of things. I had to go, copious amount of scrutiny. And not only just that, then there's friends around, whom some, I think I was doing certain things with them business-wise and things went wrong, whatever the case may be. So then they throw it at you that, you are in it, you are in on it, you are this. So you are juggling this issue which is already an issue that your brother is incarcerated and your brother is going. And whilst you're dealing with that, your friends now also saying, no, we also don't, we don't trust you. Maybe you are, you know what I mean? So it was difficult. And as I said, I was dealing with a person I no longer knew. I never knew that my brother, he was being selective, there's other issues that I know that became more. He lost himself at some point, which he's been honest, but I don't think he is now. Maybe not that he's not being honest. Maybe he's just withholding it, which I could understand. But eventually that kind of healing of him going back to himself, by the way, you know what I mean? Who am I?
Yes.
You know, how did I get here?
Yeah.
That wake-up call, it had to come. And when it came, he stood up, took responsibility, and went for it like nobody's business. And that was my happiest moment.
Wow.
You know, so that's, yeah.
That is really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think as a person, you need to take account. You need to be accountable to yourself.
Yes.
All right, and we have children, and we have spouses, we have the family of the spouse. They have an image of you, how they think of you. When certain things come out, it defeats everything else, you know, and it compromises, you know, the surface.
Yes.
You know, so the walls don't stand strong, firm, because they're supposed to. Then you just tell them, listen, we'll just demarcate this surface, and this structure will build it somewhere else. So that's what it was.
Okay. I have a few questions, but most of those questions that I was going to ask them, they have already answered.
No, I'll ask them again.
You ask them again,
can ask,
but
yeah.
you answer them. You can answer them at the same time, even if you give different answers. But I doubt you will. Who is more financially responsible?
I am.
You are.
I am.
Do you agree, Ntan?
He knows.
No way.
No, I'll tell you why I'm saying that.
No. Okay.
I'll tell you why I'm saying that. I'm able to. I think because of the income stream, that's the difference. You know, the economical divide between the two of us. It allows him to live the way he lives.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
When I have a particular amount, I know this is this. Not that doesn't take care of things.
Yeah.
He does take care of things, but just does things that are just so unnecessary with money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just you look at it, but this is not. You don't need this. But then again, I say he's in a different environment. There's that. We don't compete. He goes with people that he competes with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he has 6 cars. He doesn't need them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of that.
So
No,
you
but
can
yeah,
say
you do. You don't need them.
you can say he knows how to make money and you know how to save money.
Yes. But you see, that's the thing. What he knows how to make it, right? And then when he's very. We are both very giving,
Yeah.
right? But I look where I should give because I'm mindful. If I give, you cannot give from what you don't have,
Yes.
right? So if he overgives, he has that,
Yeah.
and it's okay for him to be that. But sometimes you overcompensate. There's people that they've benefited from him, and they've never given him any value. They've never and there's no reason for you to do this. You know, that's what it is.
So who's more organized?
He is.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's obvious.
Who is more friendly?
I am.
It is.
Yeah. Who's more strict?
He is.
Who's more problematic?
Well, I used to.
Okay, who's more emotionally stronger? With this one, I'm gonna. You said if it was to happen that one of you guys dies, God forbid, who will like continue? Who will survive and
take
who
it? Like,
wouldn't? Who will
I think
take it? Like,
one of
who
the two,
wouldn't?
both of us.
Yeah.
If he goes, I'll do. If I go, he will do.
There's no ambiguity in the fact that my children will be looked after, or his, or there's those issues that you have with siblings when the dad dies, then he wants to take everything for himself.
Yes.
Me and him, how we operate is that would rather our kids have everything we don't have.
Yes.
That's what it is. They would rather they have everything. Yeah.
That's really amazing. Like, we have reached the end of our podcast,
Thank
and
you.
it seems like we still have a lot to talk about. Yeah,
We didn't part two.
We need part two. Yes.
Was it an hour already?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Slightly over an hour.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Thank you.
Graced our platform.
Yeah.
Yes, to our viewers.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We have seen that you guys are commenting, you are liking, you are sharing our podcast, subscribing, and we need more subscription. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. We love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, viewers at home.
Uthando lwakho lungisha